you're hopping through turns, and try and jump at the count of 3 and the count of 4. So it'd be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it just kind of helps create a little bit more symmetry, a little bit more patience in that top half, so we don't get that kind of drift as we're jumping. We've already kind of steered the board. We're jumping at a nice time where it's a little bit easier to manage that redirection. Does that kind of make sense? If you find this throws you off, throw it in the bin. Not everything we say helps everybody. We all have different preferences and different things that feel good and bad, right? So just something to try, and if it makes things easier for you, bonus, right? So you can kind of watch me do a few down here as well, and you'll kind of see me. You can count as I start my turn and see if I jump around that 3 and 4 mark. Section down below. Let's keep moving down. That was a little bit more of a challenge, or they had to change up anything?
Just slower.
Slower? Nice. So I was saying, it bends riding there. On the video we kind of saw, we braced and kind of got onto that heel edge and was kind of sliding across the hill, right? That was so much of a nicer, more kind of patient redirection of force. I reckon if, let's just stick with this going down, try to be as patient as possible. So we're going to kind of keep larger turn sizes. To control the speed though, play with how much you start letting that back foot drift out. But don't drift out by putting weight on the front foot and just kind of pushing the back foot away from you. Think about still standing on top of that back foot and feeling a little bit more resistance on it. It's kind of hard to explain this, but it might be easy for me to show. As I ride down here, I'm going to do a few more kind of turns. Grip away from the front, and then you're going to see me change it up. throughout my turn, but still kind of pivoting forward a little bit. See if you can kind of see the difference in my turns, and try and replicate the second type of turn I do, if you can kind of differentiate. Does that make sense? Kind of? See if I can do it here.
Missed.
Good?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, fuck it out. I think I'm getting it. No, it's like snowboarding in general.
It's kind of weird. There is a moment where things click sometimes, and you're like, "This is making a bit more sense." Yeah, like more of what you're talking about.
I have no idea if I'm doing it right, but it feels better.
I haven't got too much to say to you in regards to the fact that level 1's a few days away.
Yeah.
I don't want to take up people's VRAM, so to speak, talking about things further afield.
Yeah.
I don't want to put...
I got 64 gigs.
Nice. That looks really nice and kind of patient and symmetrical there. On the way down, I was playing around and I found a little movement, which I think is really useful. I'll say that my back button for the up. But that looks really nice, guys. Like in regards to like you know, level 1 snowboard instructors, it was looking like some really nice turn shapes going on there. A lot more patient in the upper half, which is kind of what I like to think was causing some of the more difficulties in that jumping through the turns. So just kind of being patient and not being in a rush to get to the point where we're turning, right? It is around 12:30-ish, 12:28. Should we say 1:35 in the village? Is that all good for everyone? Nice. If there's any questions on the morning, or you've still got any concerns, again, anything at all regarding the last 2 weeks, we'd like to go over. This afternoon and tomorrow is the time for that, so really do have a think over lunch. even if you have a chat amongst yourselves and there's kind of a common theme, bring it to our attention and we can go through that stuff, right? These are your 2 days. If you guys haven't got too much of an idea, then we just do what we feel would benefit everyone the most. But if there's anything you're a little bit unsure of, this is the time. All good? Yeah. Sweet. See you all back at the chair around 1:35. Awesome. Thank you very much for supporting us.